Hi guys, and welcome to Fitness V series. Today I am going to speak on a topic that I get a lot of questions on. I have clients who've come to me and they have said, I really do not want to exercise, but I want to A, eat what I want when I want, and then number 2, I want to stay trim. So this video is for people who are already trim or are at their goal body fat or goal body weight. And it's going to show you how to avoid accumulating fat and maintaining your nice trim body. So I am in the middle of summer body challenge, and my challenge is going to end in 2 weeks on the 1st of September. And my challenge this year was actually staying trim without exercising. Now I was forced to do a few exercises with my clients and also as demonstrations for my clients, but it wasn't anything hectic. I probably did an average of 1 workout session per week, so I wasn't exercising as much as I usually do. So it can be done. I'm going to insert some pictures and you can see how I'm doing so far after 2.5 months of not exercising. But I did have a really good time eating. I had drinks, I had whiskey, I had wine, I had a lot of candy, and I figured out a way of doing it, and I'm going to tell you how in this video. So stay tuned up to the end because I'm going to give you a key principle that's going to put this all together and make sure that you successfully stay trim without exercising. So I've got my notes with me here and I'm going to refer to them. So the first method is fasting. Whether it's a dry fast or whether it's an intermittent fast, fasting is going to work either way. The idea with fasting is you're probably going to eat fewer calories than if you are eating your normal way, the normal way you do every day. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you do a dry fast, which is normally 10 to 12 hours. You're not eating within that time. In most cases, I would encourage you to do it during the day so that you minimize the amount of time you're going to eat after the fast. Also, choose your foods carefully after the fast. So the whole idea of this is to be able to eat whatever you want, but not to eat everything you want. So that being said, you might have a small candy bar instead of having the whole box of chocolates. You might have 1 glass of wine instead of having the whole bottle. So self-control is still key, but the idea is that you eat little bits of everything so that you don't feel starved of anything. Second method is monomeals. So basically what a monomeal is a meal made up of 1 item. For example, if you eat 3 bananas, that can be a monomeal. If you have a handful of nuts, that's a monomeal. If you have 100 grams of cooked rice, that's a monomeal. Please note there is nothing else added. So when you have your rice, you're not having rice with chicken or with fish. It's just the rice. So you'll have your meals throughout the day. Let's say, for example, you have 3 full meals and you have 2 snacks. So you might have, let's say, a bowl of oats, plain oats, in the morning. That's your first meal. Around 10, you might have, let's say, 2 tablespoons of nuts. Nothing with the nuts. You could have water in between. Lunchtime, you might decide to have a bowl of fruit. Let's say you get some apples and you cut them up. That's a monomeal. You might decide to have, let's say, some grilled chicken around 4 p.m. and then you have something else for your supper. So it's a single item per meal. Again, you can eat anything, but you can't eat everything. Now with monomeals, you can't have a compound food. When I say compound food, it's something like chocolate. It's made up of a lot of ingredients, or potato crisps. You can't do that. It's 1 meal made up of a single item. But I know this sounds very boring, but at the end, like I said, stay tuned up to the end and then you'll see how we're going to tie this up all together. The third one is OMAD, or 1 meal a day. Now this is one fantastic way to stay trim. It can also help you to lose fat if that's what you're trying to do. So what happens with OMAD is you decide what time you'll have your meal. Are you going to have 1 meal in the morning and then you don't eat for the rest of the day, or have it in the evening? So most people find it easier to just have 1 meal in the evening. And the secret to this is you can now eat all the calories that you're supposed to have during the day in one meal. In fact, you'll probably end up eating fewer because it's very hard to consume all the calories you're supposed to have during the day in one meal. So the way I do it is I will have a starter, the main meal, dessert, and a beverage or several beverages. Please note, when you're doing OMAD or when you're doing intermittent fasting or any type of fasting, especially if it's for nutrition and not religious purposes, you can have water throughout the day. So now I could have maybe, let's say I could have a salad as a starter. I could have a main meal of, let's say, rice and maybe some meat for meat eaters. I'll probably do rice with some soya mince. That's my main meal. And then for dessert, I could have something like a candy bar or some yogurt or some type of ice cream or even a slice of cake. And then I'll have a beverage or two. So what I like to do is during that time, I'll probably have some coffee and then black coffee, no sugar, no milk. So I'll probably have coffee, I'll have some water, and then I'll have some wine to cap it off. Right. Now, the fourth method is more like a tip than an actual method, but basically what it is you have to drink a lot of water. Now, one of the things I've discovered is a lot of people complain about bloating. They've got nice trim tummies, but they are always bloated. And the reason they are always bloated is they don't drink water. The other thing you need to realize with water is it's really helpful for you to assimilate your food. So it lets the food flow easily. It also helps with your movement, the bowel movement. So you probably poop more often and more easily the more water you drink. So make sure if you're trying to stay trim that you drink your water. So one question I get is, how much water should I drink? So I live in Southern Africa, and January to December, I always tell people to drink 3 to 5 liters of water daily. If you are doing 5 liters a day, power to you, you probably look good. So now some people have said that's too much water. Now look, I'm a very small person. I'm like 153 centimeters in height. On any day, I weigh 49 to 50.4 kilograms. So here's the thing, you are not going to die from drinking a lot of water. Now, a lot of people talk about 2 liters, but if you look at that research, it's research for cold areas. Now, where I stay, it's really hot. And again, I have to emphasize, guys, it is really, really, really hard to get water poisoning. You would have to drink a ton of water. When I used to compete, I used to drink, or during peak week, on my first day of peak week, I used to drink 11 liters of water and I didn't die. I'm still alive. Actually, I felt quite good after doing it. So make sure you get that water in. Trust me, your tummy will be flat and your body will love you for it. Your skin will pop. It is amazing. I am a testament of this. Trust me, water saved my life. Moving on. Number 5, and this is the final one. This is what we've all been waiting for. So number 5 is a technique that I coined. I hope I'm the first person to come up with this. The patent is pending, but it's what I call the compensation technique. And what the compensation technique is basically you are planning to fail successfully. And what that looks like is like this. So on Sunday night, we like to do it on Sunday. You can do it on Monday, you can do it on Friday, whatever tickles your fancy. But basically what you're doing is you plan out what you're going to eat for the whole week. Simple thing. You can do it on Saturday, plan it out. Sunday you do the shopping and you're ready for the new week. So basically I like to do 3 days ahead. So on Sunday, I'm planning for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then Wednesday I'll plan for the next 3 and so on and so on. So basically what it is you plan out what you're going to eat ahead of time, or you plan out which method you will use on particular days. I'll give you an example. So let's say I had really heavy meals on Sunday. So Monday, I will do OMAD, 1 meal a day. So I'll just have supper. Tuesday, I might decide to do mono meals. Wednesday, I might decide to do an intermittent fast. Thursday, OMAD, and so on and so on. But here's the thing. It's not about the techniques that you're using. It's about following the plan. So let's say you're supposed to eat particular meals. Let's say you're supposed to eat only one meal on Monday, right? And it's lunchtime. Your sister comes over, she brings you pizza, and you forget that you're only supposed to have one meal a day. But even after the pizza, it's evening, you're still hungry, so you end up eating something else. So the idea now is, because you failed, you need to plan to make up for it. And that's what compensation means in the compensation technique. So one thing I can guarantee you is this. If you plan to eat a certain way or to only eat certain foods, you are most likely to fail. In about 71% of statistics given, 71% of cases, people fail on their diets, on their nutritional plan. It's a human thing. We all fail. So what I've found in my journey that really works is to compensate. So if I don't eat according to plan today, I will compensate tomorrow, either by fasting, either by eating fewer calories, either by mono-mealing, or just by drinking water, more water than I was supposed to today. So it also works with the water technique. If you don't drink enough water today, just make up for it tomorrow. That's the compensation technique. We are not perfect. And the worst thing is, everyone who's trying to stay trim or everyone who's trying to lose fat is afraid of failing. And when they do fail, they feel so guilty that they just fall off the wagon and never get back on. So the idea is, with the compensation method, you have given yourself the power to fail because you know what to do after you've failed. So I hope you guys will be able to try this and let me know how it works for you. If you need help with the compensation technique, you can email me here or send me a direct message on my Instagram. So until summer starts, enjoy the process. I can't wait to see your bodies when the summer starts. And remember guys, your body is your business card. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.